Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. My name is April Starr. Yay! My name is April Starr, and my pronouns are they, she. And I lead the Sacred Singing Circle every Sunday morning. More info to come on that for a lot of folks. We are so glad that you've chosen to spend your Sunday morning with us. Let us take a collaborative breath together. And if you would, guys, let me take a moment to teach you how to take a really good, deep, calming breath. Breathe fully in, expand your lungs as much as you can, and as you're breathing in, use your abdominal muscles to actively push out. And as you're breathing out, slowly use your abdominal muscles to squeeze in. So let's try that all together. Breathe in deep, pushing out. Breathe out, slowly squeezing in. Great. So let's appreciate the loving community that we have around us this morning. For those gathered in the chapel, I urge you to turn off your cell phone completely to free up the web bandwidth for our live stream. Our Wi-Fi is wonky, and we want our online community, both those now and who will be watching in the future, to have as full an experience as possible. If you need a little extra hearing support, we have assisted hearing devices at the usher station at the back of the chapel. Feel free to borrow one for the service.
Let me add my welcome to April's. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, ministering with this congregation for 10 and a half years. I mentioned that because at a time when the world is increasingly challenging and ministries often collapse under the pressure, what we have here is pretty special. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of our identities, are she and her. You see, we embody identities that may or may not be apparent to others. Yet those identities are precious and vulnerable. So I invite you to take a look around the room and see who's here. Go ahead, that's going to require some swiveling of heads. It's pretty great, huh? You know, I used to fret a lot about who was not in the room. COVID changed that for me. With our online presence, there are people in the virtual space whom I may never meet, who may never reach out for a personal word. So now I don't fret quite so much. The heart of UU Amherst is strong. I mean, just listen to the buzz of activity. Our heartbeat is strong. That's life, my friends. It's vibrant life. The warm and loving glances, the caring words, the twinkling of eyes, these are the threads that weave us together. And now it's time for one of my most favorite things, singing together. I'm going to ask you in a moment to rise and body your spirit, and then I'm going to ask you to do something really unusual. To turn yourself so that you are facing the opposite side. But so you can still see the monitors. You'll want to know the words to the song, right? But it's an easy one. Our gathering music this morning can be found in the gray hymnal. It's number 188. It's a poem attributed to Rumi, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. We're going to sing it all together once, and then we're going to sing it in a round. Hooray! And we'll sing it in a round 3 times. And that's when it will be super important for you to be looking at the people across from you, so it can really mess with your mind that their lips are not doing what your lips are doing. But April and I will help to lead the sections, right, April?
And then you might be blown away that my lips and your lips are not moving at the same time either.
Okay. It's going to just be great fun for everyone. So, April, you're going to be in charge of these folks, but you'll probably have to get into the middle because everyone's going to be facing toward the middle, aren't we? Yes, that's what we're going to do. Maybe we should stay seated so, I don't know. Do what you like. Very impressive, y'all. You may sit.
Okay. Yep. When we gather, we employ the elements of water and fire to create sacred space where we can be fully present. Joe Schretzman and Kim Downing will be helping with this ceremony today. We begin with the acknowledgement that our church is built on holy ground, land that was nurtured and cultivated most recently by the Haudenosaunee. We offer this libation as our giveaway, as we honor the struggle of all people seeking justice and peace. We seek the courage and wisdom to heal the wounds of the past and build a better future story with all of our neighbors and fellow creatures together. It is also our custom when we gather to light a chalice. The chalice is a cup or vessel that symbolizes Unitarian Universalism and the gathered community. The flame represents the spark that each one of us brings to represent the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of our commitment to bring more compassion and justice to the world. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
We have opening words, and slyly, I have made them be a song. Nobody who's here very often is surprised by that, I'm sure. So this is just a beautiful, simple song. It's found in our new virtual hymnal that has just been released this year from the Unitarian Universalist Association. And actually, this song just hit my email this week. So it's super brand new. I think you're going to love it. I know that folks in the Sacred Singing Circle were working it a little bit earlier, and so we have some confident singers among us who will feel really good about what we're doing. So we're going to learn it in chunks, because even though it's a really simple song, it does have like this one sentence that is not in the same melody. So Gregory, if you would play just the first verse for us. Isn't that lovely? And it's only half the words that are there. That's the first verse. So let's try it together, shall we? Here we go. May peace, peace reign over us. Let it fill this place. Oh, let's go for broke. You already know it. May peace, peace reign over us till we're filled with grace. Okay, I promise we'll stop here because this is the next line. Because did you see how I hoodwinked you into singing more than you thought you knew? Okay, so Gregory, if you would play this challenging little nugget. Okay, and then it would go into the part you already know. So let's start at May It Flow Through the Lands. My glasses are right here. Here we go. Good, let's do that again, and this time I'll remember to sing with you, okay? Here we go. May it flow through the lands and the rivers. May it bring rain. Let's continue. May peace, peace reign over us, covering all the earth. From the very beginning, let's sing it together. This is our prayer. May peace, peace reign over us. Let it fill this place. May peace, peace reign over us till we're filled with grace. May it flow through the lands and the rivers. May it bring rebirth. May peace, peace reign over us, covering all the earth. Is that not a worthy prayer? Each week when we gather, I feel like actually many of you could just fill in the blank of what I say now, because I say the same invitation, maybe in slightly different ways, but the invitation remains that when we gather, when we bring ourselves into this space made holy by our presence, this physical space and our virtual wider space, that we can bring our whole selves. We can bring the joy, the sorrow, the complicated overwhelm, all of it can be held within this container of love. And so as the music plays, I invite you to place a stone or a shell on one of our table labyrinths. We have the one up front. There's also a small one in the back near the candles. And perhaps your role today is simply sitting and holding the space for others. And that is beautiful too. So however you come into this time, it's time. I place a final stone in honor of the joys, concerns, and sorrows that our online community are holding. Know that you can put those down here. Let's expand our circle of concern to include those whose presence we feel, although they may not be present. We bring into our circle of love and trust those who are ill, either in body or in spirit. Those who are feeling lonely, lost. Those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit. Those who have been wronged. Those who have experienced and continue to experience injustice and lack. May our hearts remain tender even when what feels much safer would be to build a wall around them. May we keep ourselves open, and may we extend that openness and that blessing to all that we meet. Amen, and blessed be. You know, I was about to say this next part is my favorite part, but if you're keeping track, there are a lot of favorite parts of Sunday morning for me. So, on the screens now is a wonder box. Yay! Yay! So this is when I like to invite my small friends and their adults to come and join me up here for a bit of a story. I have a really special story today. You know, sometimes I just tell stories, and sometimes I have storybooks. And today, well, let's see what's in the wonder box, actually. Let's find out. Is it going to be empty? Come and sit over here. It's so cozy. Or you're going to want to see the pictures that might be in the book that might be in this box. Oh, look. I think there's a book in the box. Oh, I'm right. I actually really love to be right. But don't tell anybody about that part. Okay, so, wow, I know. And this is going to be the best thing. So let me make sure that I've actually remembered. Woohoo, good. So I apologize to all y'all who aren't able to see the book, because all you have to look at is the screen of the wonder box and all of the cuteness that's up here. So, hi, y'all. This is so fun. You know what? It's kind of dark today, and so Reverend Michelle has this nifty noodle light so that I can see. So this is a book called The 12 Questions, or The 3 Questions. I guess I just have a lot more questions. Woo! Okay, one for each disciple, I guess. All righty. So this story is based on a story by Leo Tolstoy. And some of the adults in your life have had the opportunity to read some of his writing. I can't even say his name. The 3 Questions. There once was a boy named Nikolai. You're welcome to wander or whatever you need to do. We're good. We normally have children who are being bounced, so we are good with movement. It's excellent. There once was a boy named Nikolai who sometimes felt uncertain about the right way to act. I want to be a good person, he told his friends, but I don't always know the best way to do that. Nikolai's friends understood, and they wanted to help him. If only I could find the answer to my 3 questions, Nikolai continued, then I would always know what to do. When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? What is the right thing to do? Nikolai's friends considered his first question, and then Sonia, the heron, spoke. To know the best time to do things, one must plan in advance, she said. Gogol, the monkey, who had been rooting through some leaves to find something good to eat, said, You will know when to do things if you watch and pay close attention. Then Pushkin, the dog, who was just dozing off, rolled over and said, You can't pay attention to everything yourself. You need a pack to keep watch and help you decide when to do things. For example, Gogol, a coconut, is about to fall on your head. Nikolai thought for a moment, and then he asked his second question. Who is the most important one? Those who are closer to heaven, said Sonia, circling up into the air. Ooh, those who know how to heal the sick, Gogol said, stroking his bruised noggin. Those who make the rules, growled Pushkin. Nikolai thought some more. Then he added the 3rd question. What is the right thing to do? Flying, said Sonia. Having fun all the time, said Gogol. Fighting, barked Pushkin right away. Then the boy thought for a long while. He loved his friends. He knew they were all trying their best to help him answer his questions, but their answers just didn't seem quite right. Then an idea came to him. I know, he thought. I will go to see Leo the turtle. He has lived a very long time. Surely he will know the answers I am looking for. Nikolai hiked high up on the mountain where the old turtle lived all alone. When Nikolai arrived, he found Leo digging a garden. The turtle was old, and digging was hard for him. I have 3 questions, and I came to ask your help, Nikolai said. When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? What is the right thing to do? Leo listened carefully, but he only smiled. Then he went on with his digging. You must be tired, Nikolai said at last. Let me help you. The turtle gave him his shovel and thanked him. And because it was easier for a young boy to dig than it was for an old turtle, Nikolai kept on digging until the rows were finished. But just as he finished, the wind blew wildly and rain burst from darkened clouds. As they moved toward the cottage for shelter, Nikolai suddenly heard a cry for help. Running down the path, he found a panda whose leg had been injured by a fallen tree. Oh no! Oh wow, panda's really big. Carefully, Nikolai carried her into Leo's house and made a splint for her leg with a stick of bamboo. The storm raged on, banging all the doors and windows. The panda woke up. Where am I, she said. And where is my child? The boy ran out of the cottage and down the path. The roar of the storm was deafening. Pushing against the howling wind and drenching rain, he ran farther into the forest. And there he found the panda's child, cold and shivering on the ground. The little panda was wet and scared, but alive. Nikolai carried her inside and made her warm and dry, and then he laid her in her mother's arms. Leo smiled when he saw what the boy had done. The next morning, the sun was warm, birds sang, and all was well with the world. The panda's leg was healing nicely, and she thanked Nikolai for saving her and her baby from the storm. At that moment, Sonia, Gogol, and Pushkin arrived to make sure that everyone was all right. Nikolai felt great peace within himself. He had wonderful friends, and he had saved the panda and her child, but he also felt disappointed. He still had not found the answers to his 3 questions. So he asked Leo one more time. The old turtle looked at the boy. But your questions have been answered, he said. They have? Asked the boy. Yesterday, if you had not stayed to help me dig my garden, you wouldn't have heard the panda's cry for help in the storm. Therefore, the most important time was the time you spent digging the garden. The most important one at that moment was me, and the most important thing to do was to help me with my garden. Later, when you found the injured panda, the most important time was the time you spent mending her leg and saving her child. The most important ones were the panda and her baby. And the most important thing to do was to take care of them and make them safe. Remember then that there is only one important time, and that time is now. The most important one is always the one you are with. And the most important thing is to do good for the one who is standing at your side. For these, my dear boy, are the answers to what is most important in this world. And this is why we are here. Good story, huh? And now we're going to sing our children to their activities. Why, yes. So, Ron Palmieri, if you would like to come up and then introduce our guests.
Yeah, good morning. Well, like Nikolai, as I look out over this group, I know that there are many of you who would volunteer if you really felt there was someone in need. You would volunteer your time. It would be in keeping with our covenant, which begins, "We promise to gather in compassionate community." We try to be a loving community. Being a volunteer with Hearts and Hands, a program that we're a coalition church with, is a definite opportunity to put our faith into action. Michelle has often emphasized that we strive to become a loving community, not only within our congregation, but beyond. We know that physical exercise helps us feel good today. And studies show that studies do show that volunteering can help us to maintain or improve our mental health to feel good today. I'd now like to welcome and introduce Christine Kiran, Executive Director of the Hearts and Hands program.
Good morning. I will share, this is my first visit to a Unitarian service, and I feel such a sense of calm. I have never seen so many smiling faces welcoming a stranger into the room. And two things I would just remark on. This is one of the noisiest services I've ever been at. And I think that is a testament to the community that you've created. It is a safe and welcoming space where families and others are chattering and connecting with each other. That's a beautiful thing. The second is that I am a lifelong Girl Scout, so when they said, we're gonna lead us all in a round song, I was like, all right, I'm ready. I don't know the words, but I know what's happening. Again, I wanna thank you so much for inviting us here today. More than 20 years ago, Hearts and Hands was born out of faith communities like this one, where the congregants looked around and saw a need in their community and thought, how can we make this better? And so our tagline, Neighbors Helping Neighbors, is part of that. And as Ron mentioned, our connection with this congregation and others continues to be a strong part of our organization and is vital to us fulfilling our mission. If you are not aware, Hearts and Hands provides free, volunteer-delivered transportation, in-house supports, and companionship services to older adults and those with disabilities. We serve both Erie and Eastern Niagara counties, and we have over 600 care receivers and more than 250 volunteers. And I would start with just saying, like, why is this work so critical? And I will just share a personal story. When I was growing up, I was very blessed to have grandparents that lived to a very advanced age. I had two that lived to be over 100. And because of the support of our family, we were able to keep them in their residence of choice until, again, a very advanced age. I remember as I got older taking them to doctor's appointments or their favorite, the grocery store, so they could say hi to everyone. I called them the mayor of Tops. And also just going to their house and helping things like changing batteries or putting groceries away and just visiting with them. And it wasn't until later in life that I realized how lucky our family was. We were a fairly large family, mostly still local, with flexible work schedules and reliable transportation. Many older adults do not have those supports, and in fact, our care receivers, 98% of them tell us they have little or no support other than the services that we provide. Public transportation can be unreliable or inaccessible. Ubers are very expensive, and even the wonderful support provided by the county through their van service may not work if they have mobility issues. As a result, they can get cut off from basic needs like medical appointments or grocery shopping, but also connection activities like religious services or senior center programming. And not only is this detrimental to their physical health, but also their emotional well-being. So that's where Hearts and Hands can help. We offer door-through-door service, which means when we pick them up, we will come into the home, help them out to a vehicle, and actually get them into, say, the doctor's office rather than curb to curb. We can accompany them for grocery shopping or even do the grocery shopping for them. And I think in the current climate, we're also seeing a great increase in requests for trips to food pantries or food pantry delivery. In addition to transportation, we provide in-house support such as helping to organize opening mail and seasonal yard work. And one of our most common requests is companionship. That might take the form of playing a board game, just having someone to sit and watch a TV show with, and even just sitting at a kitchen table and sharing a cup of coffee. These simple acts can help our older adults feel seen, cared for, and connected. Unfortunately, right now we have a substantial wait list for our services. Our capacity is only limited by our number of volunteers, so we are always looking for more volunteers. And the good news is that potential care receivers that belong to our faith partners, like this one, receive preferred status. So we are able to enroll them more quickly since you have a strong volunteer base. Now, I might be biased, but I think that Hearts and Hands has some of the best volunteer opportunities around. There is no regular commitment. You don't have to always be available 5 o'clock every single Tuesday. And you can volunteer as much or as little as you want. We have some volunteers who take requests a couple of times a year, some that do it once a month, and we have some superstars that do multiple requests a week. We share requests on a weekly basis. Volunteers take a look at those requests, decide if they can take one of them, and that's it. There is no expectation that you are always helping the same person. They are not relying on you. Although some of our care receivers and volunteers do develop great friendships, and they favorite each other and ask for people by name. In fact, when I talk with our volunteers, what they share with me about their experience are the wonderful people they've met, the lives well lived that they hear about, the stories and anecdotes, and how volunteering with Hearts and Hands really fills their cup and how it's one of the best parts of their life. You also get to decide what kind of requests you want to take. If you want to help with transportation, great. But if not, in helping somebody at their house or, again, companionship might be right for you. Becoming a volunteer is super easy. There's a simple application, a background check, and a 1-hour orientation. And on average, you can go from expressing an interest in being a volunteer to being up and running in 2 weeks. This is also a great opportunity for students who are in college, who are looking to get some resume building experience, as well as high school students who need service hours, although I will say we do not allow high school students to help with transportation. In closing, I will say that all volunteering is wonderful, valuable work, no matter where you do it. But if you are looking for an immediate, tangible impact, there is nothing better than the big smiles that you will get during a friendly visit, or the look of relief that someone will have knowing they can get to their doctor's appointment, or the gratitude that they express knowing that they will be able to get their groceries for the week. And I think about the book that you read, that was all about impacting one person. And that's really what Hearts and Hands volunteer experiences are all about. During your fellowship hour, we will have information about both our care receiver and our volunteer opportunities, and I hope that you will take a moment to visit us at the table. Again, thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
Throughout the month of November, we are sharing the offering with Hearts and Hands Faith in Action. UU Amherst has been an active supporter of Hearts and Hands, and we have several people who serve as volunteers with this community organization that helps to provide rides to seniors for shopping and doctor's appointments, as well as simply providing companionship and a friend to talk to. You can give at any time this month by making out checks to UU Amherst with Hearts and Hands in the memo, or putting cash in an envelope with Hearts and Hands written on the front. You'll find envelopes in the bench backs throughout the chapel. Checks and envelopes can be included when the offering basket is passed around later in service.
And I had big plans for another song, but we're going to hold that one so we can just watch the slides go by. Oh, don't you wish you were singing that right now? Okay, good. My reflection this morning is really more of a homily. You'll be glad to know that homilies are generally shorter than reflections. But seriously, we have done so much of the heavy lifting already that at this point in the service, all I really need to do is help to weave the parts together so you can see the beauty of the pattern. If you have heard only one message up to this point in the service, I hope it is that what you do makes a difference. You make a difference by your presence. Your presence today, in person or online, makes a difference. It makes a difference to me. I notice when you're not in your self-assigned seat. And I make a mental note to myself about the possibility of reaching out. It makes a difference to those who know you and notice your absence. Their experience of Sunday morning is diminished. It makes a difference to those who are connecting virtually and don't even know you, because the impact that you have previously made in person is noticed online. Maybe people don't smile as much when you're gone. Maybe without your infectious enthusiasm, the worship experience is just a little flat. Or maybe your quiet and steady presence is noted in contrast to some of the more chaotic worship elements. I take full responsibility for creating chaos. You make a difference by your resistance. Sometimes the right thing to do is to protest the wrongdoings of empire. Yes, empire. It pains me to say this, but at the present moment, we are not living in a representational democracy. It's a time of excess for the rich and devastating hardship for the not rich. And in this time, it is so easy to feel powerless, to have that experience as 1 in 8 Americans has no access to food. And we know why. So I say, let's say no to that kind of power, right? Because we have a greater power, the power of love that we hold at the center of our values and of our living. It's the power of resistance and truth-telling. There are many ways to exercise your power of resistance. Some of you have marched and exercised your constitutional right to peaceful assembly as you've brought pressure to elected officials and maybe some awareness to your neighbors. Others of you may have stopped shopping at stores that no longer align with your values, voting with your dollars by withholding or redirecting them. That is not a small gesture. If enough of us resist in this way, corporations will take notice. For me, I have taken to wearing a clerical collar when I know I'm going to be out and about in the community. In this region, it is still unusual to see a woman wearing a collar, and it makes people stop and wonder. So far, nobody has commented or asked questions, but I would welcome courteous conversation. Wearing a collar is my way of demonstrating that Christian nationalists don't have the corner on religion. You also make a difference by your persistence. We are in this for the long haul. We are living with the mistakes of generations with regard to the health of our planet. The lifestyle changes that we are making will have an impact on the generations to come. The changes are not easy and are most certainly not convenient, and yet we persist. In our story today, the boy Nikolai asked 3 very important questions. When is the best time to do things? Who is the most important one? What is the right thing to do? So if you're feeling kind of charged up today, you might have some pretty grand answers to those questions. When is the best time? Now! Yesterday! Who is the most important one? Everyone! The vulnerable, the planet. What is the right thing to do? Save them all. Save them all. Save the world. So, like Shakespeare's Hermia in A Midsummer Night's Dream, we may be mighty, but we are still small. But perhaps we should ask, what would Jesus do or say? So I didn't even have to go looking hard for some really important things that Jesus would do or say. Be as wise as serpents and as gentle as doves. Be like a mustard seed, so tiny, but when planted and nourished, it becomes a huge bush or a tree. Love is stronger than death. Teach your children these things. So today, our closer-in answers to Tolstoy's 3 questions might be, the best time to do things is indeed right now. You know the offering's coming up, and that we have made a commitment to support the work of Hearts and Hands. You're always welcome to give generously. I'll just put that out there. So that would be a great right now activity, right? Then we might consider that the best time to do things, well, if it's not right now, it could be pretty soon, like during coffee hour. So let's run with that for a second and see how those follow-up questions work in the community. Who is the most important person? Well, the most important person is the one beside me. Or perhaps it is the harried parent trying to wrangle children. Or maybe that person who has mobility challenges and is struggling to get a hot drink. So then what is the right thing to do? Well, the right thing to do is to put down your own drink and snack and offer a hand to the person who needs it. Or, maybe it is putting down your drink and snacks and sitting there next to a newcomer and making them feel at home. You'll notice that none of the three questions was answered with setting up a meeting or talking about church business, because we want to engage the people that we're with and be present to the needs of others. Those are all the things that we can do. Humans like things to do. We can make a chart and then we can check things off the list. Done. Next. How many of you make a chart that starts with wake up? Yep. Done. Next. Off to a good start. And I'm wondering how we can go deeper, how we can be, not just do, but be people who put love at the center. So I will never let the opportunity for a cheesy joke go untold. So to do is to be, Nietzsche. To be is to do, Kant. Doobie-doobie-doo, Sinatra. And I believe that we need both activity and presence, and we need some fun, right? I believe that we always have a choice for what to be, no matter our circumstances. When things are hard, we can choose our behavior. I have to keep that on my list in the morning. After wake up, brush your teeth. Remember, you can be other than the circumstances that greet you on the way to work. We can be loving, we can be peaceful and hopeful and faithful regardless of our circumstances. It is possible to be completely freaked out and still maintain inner hopefulness. How? Well, presence, resistance, persistence. We open our hearts to the peace that can reign over us and fill us with grace. Because remember, the most important time is now. The most important one is always the one you are with. And the most important thing to do is to help the one that you are with. We're going to sing a song in response. It's number 404 in your gray hymnal, What Gift Can We Bring? I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing. Okay, you remember this. Give thanks.
Before we invite you to participate in an act of reciprocity and generosity, we're going to have a few words from UU Amherst member Julie Marquis.
Good morning. Get the glasses on here. My name is Julie Marquis, and I have been part of UU Amherst for almost 3 years now. I first became familiar with Unitarian Universalists about 15 years ago when friends of mine were married by a UU minister in a Methodist church. The minister was so warm and funny and inclusive, and it made the happy occasion of Andre and Tim's wedding so much more memorable and fun, and that wedding ceremony has always stayed with me. When I moved here from Virginia in the summer of 2022, very shell-shocked from having left the familiar surroundings of the past 35 years, and moving to a place that has actual winter, my friend Charlie Destries told me that when I was up here, I would need to make friends and find a community. I told him that no, I didn't have to, and he couldn't make me. But in finding UU Amherst and being part of this lovely place, I found not only that community of really wonderful, kind, genuine people, but I found a place to belong, which when you're in a new place, that becomes very important. And by the way, I hate it when Charlie's right, which by the way, as he will tell you, is 51% of the time. In the time I've been part of this congregation, it has grown so much, not just in the number of people and families and the children who are now attending every Sunday, but with the establishment of faith development and community outreach, with the start of the Rainbow Cafe, among a lot of other programs. We are living in an extremely stressful world at the moment. Having that place of belonging and to feel a genuine part of is more important than ever. Helping those here within UU Amherst and the communities around us is also more important than ever. Your donations and your pledges help make all of that possible and keep this and other programs like the little free pantry and the clothes closet going. If you're able to give what you are able. Every amount counts and every bit helps. Thank you for listening, and go Bills.
Julie, thank you so much for your inspiring words. And we're so happy that you made your home here with us at UU Amherst.
Thank you, as am I.
And now it is our turn. We are generous and thoughtful people, and it is with gladness that we affirm and promote our hope-filled faith. We support the work of this congregation with our time, our talents, and our treasures. And that includes both our pledges and our offerings. The offering will now be gratefully received. Joe and Kim, could you help us again, please? We began our service with the lighting of our chalice, and now we extinguish the chalice, not to quench the flame, but to return it to the individual hearts, strengthened by this time spent together, so that we can share our light with the world. please join your voices with mine. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. You'll find many opportunities for growth in service in the order of service and on the website. Take a moment to look at your order of service, and you'll see that this month is filled with opportunities to live our UU values with a not Black Friday book and gift sale, a countercultural slow retreat, and the opportunity to gather in community for a shared Thanksgiving dinner. And now, put your order of service in your bag or your pocket so that you can add these events to your calendar when you get home. And also, this helps to keep the chapel tidy for the next group or the next event that we have here. If you're already feeling the pressure of the fall and winter holidays, a slow retreat might be just what you need. A cozy environment, a quiet conversation, rest, nourishing food, a space for body, soul, spirit, to take a bit of a breather. If that sounds good to you, you can sign up at the welcome desk in the lobby. Meanwhile, all are invited to stay for coffee and conversation in the Emerson room, just through the double doors at the back of the chapel and in the lobby. And there's a kid-friendly zone at the other end of the Emerson room with toys and all kinds of good stuff. And now please rise in body and spirit as we sing our closing blessing. And don't forget to twinkle your eyes at each other and share smiles when we get to the third verse, and remain standing afterwards for the benediction, please.
Twinkle your eyes. Our benediction blessing comes with words from the late Jane Goodall. You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Go forth.